Let's go, Meat Boys. You see the text. Fresh off of probably the easiest meatlock in meatlock history. Thanks a lot, Renat, for getting that one done over Kevin Lee. And it truly has been real for the Motown Phenom. But we have to move forward with another meatlock. And Jalin Turner over Dan Hooker on paper should be an absolute barn burner. But we're kind of anticipating this to be too much for Dan Hooker. I mean, he does arrive to the UFC with those new sweet calf tats where he's just top to bottom absolutely tatted now, but I don't know if even that will be enough against Jalin Turner, who, while yes, he's coming in off a recent loss, if we examine the context, it was a split decision loss against Gamer Gamrot, who Gamer Gamrot is one of the elite at this 155 division, and that fight was pretty close. I mean, Gamer Gamrot was kind of scrambling and really grappling super heavy, trying to save his own life essentially because he did not like what Jalin Turner was sniping him with on the feet. And while yes, Gamrot just out-grappled his way to a decision over Jalin Turner, he was pushing an insane grappling pace, and we don't think that that is a pace that Dan Hooker can bring because while we are well aware that Dan Hooker is well-rounded, right, the guy can strike, the guy has sneaky takedowns, he doesn't push that insane Marab-style pace that Jalin Turner really struggled against. So in this one, I mean, Jalin Turner was on a 5-fight win streak. He was basically running through everyone, and his only loss was to Steamroller Frivola, who basically just keeps beating everyone also. So I don't think there's any real shame in that one. And Jalin Turner just seems to really kind of be peaking, whereas Dan Hooker, while yes, he looked great in his most recent fight, it was against Claudio Puelles, and that was a fight where he was a dog. A lot of people were super bullish on Claudio, but Dan made that look kind of easy. The other fights most recently, though, have been pretty rough. I mean, Arnold Allen absolutely smoked him, spoiled that featherweight debut, sent him right back up to 155. He's like, I'm out of here on that. And then obviously we saw what Islam and Michael Chandler and Dustin Poirier did to him as well. But those are the top of the top guys in the division. So we tend to think that Jalin Turner is right there, maybe not quite on that level, but is inching close. So what are your thoughts on this one? Why do you think Jalin Turner is such a meatlock over Dan Hooker, and how do you see him getting this done?
Yeah, I think you hit it around the button where Dan Hooker, when he gets across these top 5, top 10 guys, he kind of gets decimated. And Jalin Turner proved that, he is a top 10 contender. The fact that he was even toe-to-toe with Gamer Gamrot is very impressive. I would give maybe a minute or two before Hooker gets choked out or knocked out by Gamer Gamrot, and Turner almost finished Gamer Gamrot multiple times, but he, was sniffing crotch that night and just squeaked out a grindy win. And that's where is Hooker going to do the same thing? Because the only way I see Hooker could win this is if he somehow became a Khabib-style wrestler and he grinds out Turner. I don't see him being a better striker, anything better in jiu-jitsu, nothing like that. So I think Turner is going to decimate him on the feet. Hooker is not a grappler, and nor is he put a pace like Gamer or Khabib or Islam, like those type of fighters where they're just relentless with those takedowns, where this is going to be a stand-up fight for 98% of the fight most likely, and Turner's going to get the KO first round. This is an absolute lock. Hooker's probably going to BKFC, and he's going to take those terrible new tattoos with him.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be the craziest thing for sure. I mean, one thing about Dan Hooker is that he's always seemingly the bigger and longer guy in there. Like even at 145, at 155, like he's always long and is good at maintaining distance and utilizing it to his advantage. But this is a fight where Jalin Turner's going to be the bigger, longer dude. I mean, it's pretty close. Like the stats are pretty even as far as their height and reach is concerned. But I haven't really seen I haven't seen Dan Hooker go up against a guy that physically looks pretty similar to him, and if that same guy is also even faster, even has more power, you wonder if that's just a bad news for Dan Hooker. So in this one, we see it as an absolute meatlock. Tapology's kind of seeing it similar, Meat Boy, 80% rolling with the Tarantula. There's a lot of ground for that KO. Did you say first round finish? Do you envision a KO early and often for Jalin Turner?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a early and often first round KO TKO. Jalin Turner is going to get it done. He's putting on a statement. He is really upset that he lost that split because he thought he won. A lot of people do, so he's going to turn on fireworks this weekend.
Yeah, this to me feels like the coming out party opportunity for Jalin Turner. I mean, they are trusting him with a huge spot on the card against a seriously tough veteran who is always game to fight everyone. I mean, even though we're Meatlock and Turner, it's no disrespect to Dan Hooker. Like, you got to respect anyone like Dan who is down with that cowboy style energy just to fight anyone anytime. And the UFC is doing him another non favor with Jalin Turner in this one. So we're going Turner, Meatlock. Minus 250 are the odds. We'll be keeping it simple, throwing it down an easy 250. It's going to net 100. Get us that 78th Meatlock. Keep the Meatlock streak alive. Keep us well within the green and allow Jalin Turner an opportunity to deliver as a Meatlock. So, any last thoughts on this one, meat boy? I like Jalin Turner also by finish.
No, 100%. I really like this one. Throw in the comments who you taking. Are you taking the Meatlock, riding with the Meat Boys, or are you fading us and you going with the Hangman?